तहे खैबर किसी में दम है तो आए मजार जहरा पर.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Welcome, dear listeners, to the first episode of our podcast series on the Baqi Cemetery and the Rebuild Baqi Campaign. As you might know, or some people who have been following us know, this is a topic near and dear to our hearts. And in this journey, I'm your guide, along with some other religious scholars, to raise awareness and inspire actions for this important cause. Let's begin our discussion by exploring the historical significance of the Baqi Cemetery and the objectives of the campaign to rebuild the Baqi Cemetery, and not only to rebuild but also to force religious freedom in Hijaz, in especially in Medina, in the compound of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Baqi Cemetery is a sacred space located in the heart of Medina, right across the compound of the Prophet's mosque in Saudi Arabia. It is a place that holds great historical and religious importance for Muslims all over the world. Within its walls, many prominent figures from Islamic history have been laid to rest, including members of the Prophet's family, his companions, and other revered scholars and saints. The cemetery stands as a testament to the rich history and tapestry of Islam and heritage, and it's a bridge that connects us with our past. In the Holy Quran, Allah mentions and hold firmly to the rope of Allah altogether and do not become divided. This divine guidance inspires us to come together in unity for the noble cause of preserving and restoring the Baqi Cemetery. Our campaign's objectives are threefold. First, we want to create awareness about the destruction and desecration of the Baqi Cemetery and the restrictions placed on religious practices there. Second, we aim to exert pressures on the government of Saudi Arabia to allow for rebuilding of the cemetery, and not only rebuilding, again I mentioned, restore the freedom of religious practice, at least in that region, in Medina and Mecca. Lastly, we strive to unite the global Muslim community in standing up for the preservation and restoration of this important religious and cultural heritage site. Now, I do want to highlight that this is in conjunction with all the other effort that is being undertaken by a lot of different organizations. So this is just a continuation of that effort. The only difference in this effort will be it will be persistent, it will be continuous, it will be relentless. It is destined, and the goal of this effort is to create awareness and motivation so that we can collectively push through this goal. Now, dear listeners, let us pause for a moment and consider a thought provoking example. How would you feel if your parents' grave was desecrated and you were not allowed to sit near the grave to mourn and remember them? The individuals buried in the Baqi Cemetery are our spiritual and, in some cases, literal ancestors, and their sacred resting place has been violated and has been violated for 100 years. It's open in the sun when the heat is at 50 degrees or 130 degrees Fahrenheit. It is open when it is raining and pouring with thunderstorms. The graves are open. There's no place to sit. It's empty at night. It is like nowhere else in the world. You have lights all around in Medina. That only space of Baqi is dark, pitch dark at night. If you do not believe there is a religious responsibility to stand up for the preservation of the Baqi Cemetery, consider the humanitarian responsibility that we all share. We must unite in our effort to protect and restore the dignity of the Baqi Cemetery, not only for the sake of the Islamic heritage, but also for the sake of human decency and respect for the memory of those who have gone before us and have given everything for this religion. And for the past 100 years, this this sacred place has been desecrated. As Allah Almighty states in the Quran, O you who have believed, be persistently standing firm in justice, witnesses for Allah, even if it is against yourselves or parents or relatives. This call for justice resonates that our mission to rebuild and restore the Baqi Cemetery as we stand up for what is right, regardless of the obstacles we may face. Therefore, I invite all of us on this journey by sharing this podcast series with our friends, family, and fellow community members. Please use the concept of social media, the power of social media to show support for this cause and spread the word about the important cause. Together, we can make a difference and ensure that the legacy of the Baqi Cemetery is preserved for generations to come. Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in for the next episodes, which will be continuously happening till the 8th of Shawwal and beyond. Like we have been having the daily recitation of Zarat Ashura for this cause for the past year. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
लाश को खोद कर निकालेंगे, जब अली ने सुना तो गैज़ आया, सुर्ख आंखें थी जर्द था चेहरा, मुद्दतों से रखा हुआ घर में, आज जंगी लिबास पहना है, खून मरहब का है पिया जिसने, आज वो जुल्फ़िकार उठी है।